This record must begin with correction, for what later generations called wisdom was not what Solomon received. Words age, meanings soften, danger is renamed until it sounds harmless. The hidden deeds warn that no term has been more deliberately diminished than wisdom. What Solomon was given was not insight alone, it was jurisdiction. Before religion narrowed it, wisdom did not mean goodness, it meant understanding how things respond. In ancient measure, a wise man was one who knew why fire consumes, why names compel, why order precedes law. Wisdom was not a moral quality, it was a structural one. The hidden deeds state plainly, wisdom was the knowledge of how creation behaves when spoken to correctly. This definition was later abandoned, for it frightened those who inherited it. Moral insight teaches restraint. Creative knowledge teaches mechanism. Solomon received both, but not equally. He could judge between right and wrong, yes. But more dangerously, he learned why right and wrong persist at all. He learned why balance maintains worlds, why excess collapses systems, why obedience exists beneath morality. The scribes distinguish this carefully. Moral insight governs men. Creative knowledge governs consequence. This knowledge did not tell Solomon what should be done. It revealed what would happen if it was. Creation, Solomon learned, is not silent. It responds, not to desire, but to structure, not to emotion, but to alignment. The hidden deeds record that Solomon began to perceive laws beneath nature, patterns that bind stars to seasons, ratios that hold matter together, names that stabilize chaos. This language was not invented, it was discovered, and discovery is more dangerous than invention, for what is invented can be undone. What is discovered must be obeyed. This chapter is marked with warning signs in the margins, for here the line begins to thin. Solomon learned that wisdom was not passive. To understand structure is to gain leverage. The scribes write with unease. To know how things obey is to stand one thought away from command. Dominion did not arrive as tyranny, it arrived as inevitability. Solomon did not seek to rule beyond men, but he began to see that rulership was only one expression of authority. The hidden deeds state that Solomon's wisdom overlapped knowledge once reserved for messengers, not their obedience, not their immortality, but their scope. He learned principles angels use to carry order, the importance of naming the necessity of rank, the danger of excess autonomy. Yet angels are not burdened as men are. They do not age into arrogance. They do not mistake permission for entitlement. Solomon did not yet fail, but the imbalance was now possible. Angelic knowledge in human hands is not sin, it is strain. Wisdom became dangerous the moment it could be copied. The scribes note a critical shift. Solomon could teach. What one man holds may remain contained. What many imitate becomes uncontrollable. Foreign courts sent envoys not to learn Solomon's judgments, but his methods. They asked not what he decided, but how. This frightened the elders, for method survives longer than kings. Replication, not rebellion, is what threatened creation. If the wisdom could be standardized, then authority could be manufactured. The hidden deeds record quiet debates among scribes and priests. Could this knowledge be passed safely? Could it be limited? Could it be revoked? The answer was uncertain, for the gift Solomon carried did not diminish when shared. It multiplied, and multiplication is not always growth. Later ages confused wisdom with intellect. This was deliberate. Intelligence can be admired. Authority must be controlled. Solomon's wisdom caused obedience without coercion. Judgments settled disputes instantly. Words calmed unrest. Decisions realigned order. This was not persuasion, it was alignment restored. The scribes marked this realization as the turning point. When wisdom causes obedience, it ceases to be instruction. This chapter is brief, but heavy. The hidden deeds note that Solomon never commanded the unseen at this stage. But the possibility had entered the world. He understood that some things respond automatically, that resistance is structural, not moral, that command is a function of authority, not will. Knowledge had crossed its threshold, not into action, into capability. The season ends with a line that will haunt all others. The scribes write, "Wisdom was permitted so long as it governed understanding. It became forbidden when it threatened to govern obedience." Solomon had not yet crossed the line, but he now stood at its edge. And the existence of that edge was itself unprecedented. What Solomon received was not power. It was the knowledge of how power works. Creation tolerated this briefly. History would not. The scribes closed the season with a warning written in smaller hand. The danger was never that Solomon would rule. The danger was that others would learn how,